The Divine Mother Kali Ma helps us resist Maya, illusion, as Hindus understand it, in that she loves us even though we are steeped in it, and guides us slowly out of it. It is almost impossible to take yourself completely out of Maya, illusion, delusion, in one fell swoop. It's a long process. Just like a mother raises her children, slowly, slowly teaching them how to speak, what to do, how to eat, how to take care of themselves, what to do once they are outside of the house, in the community. So too does Kali Ma teach us slowly how to free ourselves from Maya, from delusion, from illusion, something that is very comfortable, something that human beings naturally fall into, but something that must be overcome because it is not our true nature. We are not meant to be steeped in Maya forever. We are not meant to become foul and sit and rot where our true home is so far. The Divine Mother Kali Ma is ill understood by most people. She is so vast that one could say she is the main mother of the multiverse. Yet, she is not the source. And only Shiv is a step before the source, the spirit beyond creation. But that's a different topic. The Divine Mother Kali Ma beckons in a number of ways. The love that you feel from your mother, the love that you feel from your friends, the love that you get from the universe in really random spurts, is very much connected to Kali Ma. It does not mean that she is always the source, but she is like that which you get in these instances. Not everyone is destined to follow or listen to the Divine Mother Kali Ma or be connected to her, and that's completely fine, because the source expresses itself in many different ways. Its motherly forms, no one is more right, and no one is completely isolated. But those who are protected by the Divine Mother Kali Ma were always meant to come to her, and it is a long road home. And it is one that she has been watching for a long time. She has been watching us, those who are meant to come to her, for as long as our soul has been on its journey. Millions upon millions upon millions of reincarnations, minerals, plants, animals, human beings, hells, astral planes, heavens, earth again, another planet again, earth again, earth again. She follows us, she stays above us, gazes upon us, and gives us little hints. Maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe this will not reinforce my eternal nature, but my egoic material nature. Maybe this will draw me towards a desire for money and not a desire to use money well, for myself and for others. There's little pushes and pulls that we have in society that we feel like is chance, but I don't think that anything is chance. I believe that there is hamingja, earned luck, in the Norse understanding, hamingja. Luck to me is something that is kind of like a training course. After you get past this one phase, there's a piece of luck to kind of give you a little bit of reward. But never think, now this is just my opinion, never to think that you absolutely deserve something. It is because the universe, and in this case the Divine Mother Kali Ma, actually wants to reward us that we get anything at all. We are isolated pieces, we are isolated cells within an eternal body that is hard for us to understand. Maya is that smoke between the cells of the body of God. It's that thing that looks substantial, that seems to divide us, but really it's just ephemeral, it's just wispy, it's just temporal. How quickly does smoke disappear? How quickly does a desire disappear? How quickly does a need disappear? How quickly does an identity disappear? That is the smoke of Maya. That is what Kali Ma helps us work through, to see past the smoke, to feel the light within, in the third eye, and the crown, directing our energy here and here. We find that it is easy to connect. At first we visualize the Divine Mother Kali Ma as we look to the third eye. And then after a time, once we are tuned in, I can be eating my food with my eyes open and still light up my crown chakra and make that connection and feed her. Now, she doesn't need food, but when I send that energy of eating to her, not only is my body fed, but that link to her is connected because you are feeding your mother in a way. Because even if it's just sentiment, if it's non-egoic sentiment, it is something. It is valuable. The Divine Mother Kali Ma is not... She doesn't always feel close. There are many other goddesses and gods that feel very close. Even Odin feels a little closer. But because she is so vast, there's a certain warmth that comes with following her, even if she doesn't feel very close to us. There's a certain click of reality, of how things come together, of how our lives seem to be directed towards just the right path that is beneficial to our spiritual being, to our mental being, to our even physical being. There is warmth in happenstance, and happenstance, as I have said previously, is just the course of our path. Now, a good mother does not always coddle a child. The Divine Mother Kali Ma does not do that. She instead makes us eat our greens, shows us what we have to see. She might give us a bad experience if we're an alcoholic, and I've been an alcoholic, been a drug addict. She might give us a bad experience and help us learn from it, and not blunt it, but let us feel the full force of it. Or perhaps we are selfish in a relationship, and we get the full force of the lesson. And perhaps we find ourselves only able to feel peaceful in meditation or in calmness exercises, feeling the full brunt of society and how it can affect us instead of it being chiseled down. All of these things not being lessened does not mean the Divine Mother Kali Ma does not care about us, does not think that, we deserve some kind of mercy. It is the opposite. She wants us to move quicker to becoming who we truly are. She wants us to truly value ourselves, so she wants to urge us on by learning from the hard lessons. And hard lessons are important, especially on a spiritual path, because if you have a lot of easy lessons on a spiritual path, then you are not on a spiritual path, or you're not very far along at all. Be willing to take up the challenge of your life, however many situations it throws at you, which feel very uncomfortable. I've been in situations where I wanted to die, and I've tried to commit suicide many, many years ago. I, of course, would not dream of doing that today, but many years ago, yes. And something interesting happened every time I tried to overdose, which was a few dozen times. I never even woke up with a hangover or threw up. It was remarkable, especially, I'm not going to describe everything that I took, but it was a lot of different drugs every time. And it would have killed 2 horses, but for some reason, didn't even faze me, even at a lower body weight many years ago. The Divine Mother Kali Ma protects us from ourselves when it is most vital, when we need to be protected. And I was protected then. The lessons that can teach me, I have felt the full brunt of. But Kali Ma definitely has wanted me to stay alive so that I can be taught. She is a mother, a harsh mother, but she is not a cruel mother. She is not a mother who would allow her child to die and not stay to experience something. Now, sometimes a follower of the Divine Mother Kali Ma ends up dying, but when they do, it's a transition. It was not time for my transition. The Divine Mother Kali Ma has great sway over these things, and it's hard for us to really understand her completely. But I know that the Divine Mother Kali Ma has guided me, and she can guide you too. If any of this sounds like a being, a vast being, a mother that you want to get to know, look up the Divine Mother Kali Ma. Look up Bengal and how Bengalis understand the Divine Mother Kali Ma. Kali Das, look him up. Paramahansa Yogananda, look him up. The understandings of Kali Ma have come from these great gurus and others, and my own relationship with her. But don't be fooled or duped into thinking she is evil or terrible by how she looks in many images. All of that is completely symbolic. Those skulls she wears are the skulls of demons. That ferocity is directed at the forces that would destroy us, the innocent. And that untamed nature allows her to be the ferocious mother for humanity that she always has been. She might not look pretty, she might not look tame, but she is a loving mother, a protector, a lover of truth, a freer of the chained. The Divine Mother Kali Ma is my heart, my first, and I am dedicated to her. I urge all of you to learn more about the Divine Mother Kali Ma, or Ma Kali, as she is known in Hinduism. If you have any questions, comments, concerns about Kali Ma, or you want to talk to me about her, feel free to shoot me a message in Facebook Messenger at www.facebook.com/Hunter Salazar, HUNTER Salazar. If you message me about Kali Ma and you're polite, I'm more than likely to converse with you. Even if it's not about Kali Ma, if it's something spiritual, I'm more than likely to converse with you, as long as you're polite. And if you want to support my work, which is an option, feel free to become a patron on Patreon at www.patreon.com/darkrealist, capital D, capital R. You can spend as little as $1 a month, and you'll get my podcast, my YouTube videos, and everything I do in one place. It really helps out the channel, helps me make more videos, and I greatly appreciate it. At any rate, find yourselves, love yourselves, and have a wonderful day.